Hello friends, this is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. I welcome you all. Today our subject is development economics, and before explaining what are the topic which we are going to cover, a very happy Teachers Day to you all. Today our subject is development economics. Under development economics, we are going to do what are the features of the Indian economy, what is the present state of Indian economy due to coronavirus, and what are the features of the Indian economy and Indian economy during British Raj. Its written note they will be available at my blog. Even its Hindi lecture will be available at my second channel, that is the Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. First of all, we will understand what is the meaning of underdevelopment, which I have explained in the previous video. Underdeveloped economy is that economy which has low level of development as compared to the development countries of the world. There are certain characteristics, certain indicators on which we could identify that this economy is underdeveloped or developed economy. These indicators are per capita income, literacy rate, life expectancy, low quality of life, etc. Indian economy is basically it's a underdeveloped economy because it is always caught in the vicious circle of poverty. Because it is caused in the vicious circle of poverty. Vicious circle of poverty means where we could not identify this is the cause or this is the effect. This may be the cause, this may be the effect. That is the Indian people, they have low per capita income. That is why they are having low saving, and low saving, that is why low investment, low demand, and low demand, the entrepreneur, they don't have encouragement to make more investment, so production, employment, income is very low. So that leads to low per capita income. So this is the cause also, this is the effect also. Indian economy is underdeveloped because it is always caught in the vicious circle of the poverty. And why, what are the reasons? Basically during British Raj, it was the colony of the British, so it was exploited. And Indian economy is the second largest populated country. It has mounting pressure on the natural resources, and there is a deficiency of capital because still backward techniques they are used, and people, they are more dependent upon agriculture, and the public expenditure is mounting burden of public expenditure, unfavorable terms of trade, and the public sector is inefficient. This could be the reasons by which the Indian economy is backward. Now we will see what is the present situation. Due to coronavirus, the real GDP growth is minus 23.9%. And there is a deep contraction in manufacturing, construction, trade, hotel and transport sectors, and there is a collapse of tourism and hospitality industry, and unemployment is sharp rise, rose from 6.7 from March to April 26%. During the lockdown period, 14 crore people, they have lost the employment, and there is also decrease in the government income. Now we will understand what are the features of the Indian economy, why we call it underdeveloped economy. The people, they are having before low and near stagnate. Stagnate means there is no growth, very low growth. World Development Report 2015 says per capita income of India is US dollar 5350. That is on the basis of purchasing power parity, and on the basis of exchange rate it is only US dollar 1499. When we compare it with the USA and Switzerland, USA has US dollar 53,750 on the basis of purchasing power parity. Switzerland has 59 US dollar 210. And the exchange rate, the USA has 53,143 US dollar, and the Switzerland has US dollar for 84,777. So there is a huge gap between the per capita income of India and the per capita income of USA and Switzerland. And the growth rate is very stagnant. Stagnant means there is no movement. If the things, they are moving at a very slow speed. After independence, due to the economic planning, it rose to 2%, and 1950 to 2013 it was just 3%. So now we will come to the, because the low standard of living, which is determined by the per capita income. So the people, they have level of consumption is very low. Average intake of food, they are consuming only average basis 2496 calorie when we compare to the developed nation, which is 3400. And due to the low intake of the food, the efficiency is low, productivity is low, income is low, and the saving is low. And there is an unequal distribution of income and wealth. There is a huge gap between the rich and the have-nots. Human Development Index report says the income of riches is 5 times more than the poor, and the rich Indian, they prefer luxury living instead of saving. Heavy dependence upon agriculture. Near 50% of the total workforce is engaged in agriculture, and still agriculture, the backward techniques they are used, and we have obtained the self-sufficiency in food grains by virtue of the green revolution, but still backward and outdated methods they are used in agriculture, and agriculture also depends upon the monsoon. The share in GDP is only 17%. 48% which is engaged in non-agriculture sector contribute 86% to the GDP. And high growth of population. As per 2011 census, average annual growth rate of population is 1.5%. It is less than 1.9 in 2001. Rapid population growth, and due to which natural sources they are used, and the non-renewable sources, they are exhausted and depleted. And we could say India is the second largest populated country. We are having 18% of the world population, and we are having the area as compared to the world area, it is only 2.4%. So there is a huge pressure of the population. Low growth of industrialization. Since independence, many consumer goods industry like clothes, sugar, pharmaceutical, they have made an appreciable progress, but basic and capital good industries like machine building, fertilizer, chemical industry, slow growth. Large scale industry only provide employment to 4%. And we could say Chinese manufacturing and construction industry, they have share of 46% in the GDP, but Indian GDP, the share of manufacturing and construction sector is only 31.7%. And unemployment means the people are ready to work, but they are not getting the job opportunity. Underemployment means people are capable, they are not getting the job according to their skill. 5.6% of the labor force is found to be unemployed without any job, and due to because we are the second largest populated, and the huge wastage of the manpower resources. Low rate of capital formation. It was only 10% in 50-51. Presently it is a level of saving and investment is 30%, but still capital output ratio is very high. Shortage of able and efficient entrepreneur. According to Professor Schumpeter, if the economy wants to grow, it should have able and efficient entrepreneur. But in Indian economy, we have shortage of able and efficient entrepreneur, and we are more dependent upon the foreign direct investment, and the MNCs, they are set up, and we bear a huge cost of FDI. And the social system in our Indian economy is outdated. The people, they have narrow outlook. They still believe in religion, and they believe in caste system that is very rigid, and there's a political parties, they also encourage the caste system. So there is a social divide also. And this deficiency of human capital, skilled labor, that is the human capital which we require for the development and growth of Indian economy, that is very deficient, because the educational opportunities are very poor, and the people, they have less income, due to which they spend less money. So we have the lack of skilled labor. low level of technology, still old and outdated machinery is used, due to which the huge cost of production and poor quality, which is not able to compete at the international level. Even when we talk about the agriculture sector, the technology is still backward, due to which there is a low productivity and the low profitability. Dualistic economy structure, we have dual system, dual economics. One is very developed and the other one is very backward. The which is backward, that is using low level, that is using backward techniques, due to which low level of profitability, low level of investment and narrow outlook. The sector which is developed, that is due to multinational and the big organizations which are set up by the large industrial houses, huge profitability, huge productivity and high level of investment. And here we are going to do what is the Indian economy on the eve of the independence during British Raj. Indian economy was the colony of the British, so there was targeted exploitation of all the sectors of the economy by the British government. Colonial exploitation of agriculture sector, there was a jimidari system present, because there was government, jimidar and the tiller who used to cultivate. The jimidar were declared the owner of the land. They had to pay fixed stamp to the government, which was called land revenue, and they were free to collect as much as they want to collect from the tiller. Actual cultivator, they got bare minimum level of food, level of the produce which they produce on the land. Jimidar used revenue income on the luxury of the life, so they do not make any investment which was necessary for the development of the agriculture. Indian handicraft enjoy worldwide reputation for their variety and quality, but it was destroyed by the British government. Heavy duty was imposed on the export of the handicraft, and the duty-free import was of the British goods. And colonial exploitation of the international trade, because the duty-free export of Indian raw material to fulfill the industrial needs of the Britain, and duty-free import of the British goods. So the Indian industry was on the verge of extension. And we could say the Indian economy was stagnant economy, which shows little or no growth. It was just 0.5%, and the economy, we could call it a backward, as the per capita income was very low. Agriculture was also very backward. 72% of the people, they were engaged in agriculture, but they were just contributing only 50%, and there was low productivity, and the food grain were barely enough for subsistence. Industry was also backward. There was lack of basic and heavy industry, very low production of machine, small scale and cottage industry were almost ruined, extinction. The capital goods, they were dependent upon the import from the Britain, and there was lots of people, they were living in the poverty, and there was degree of unemployment was very high, and low means of communication and transport, and there was only relief was the railway lines, that was in the form of infrastructure. Heavy dependence upon imports for the defense goods, machinery and other equipment of production, and also consumer goods, where we are dependent upon Britain. Limited urbanization, only 14% of the population lived in urban area, and the economy was semi-feudal, which leads to low productivity and low backwardness. And it was the British colony, and British exploited it for their own benefit, running of domestic industry. Natural sources were depleted for the growth of British economy, and there was atrocity on Indian artisans, which led to the closing of the cottage industry. And there was dominance of subsistence farming. Owner of the soil were the jimidar, and tiller were the peasants and the laborer, and they used to do subsistence farming. There was low productivity and low production, and high degree of uncertainty, because the agriculture was dependent upon monsoon. And there was gulf between the owner of the soil and the tiller of the soil. Small and fragmented holding, which led to low output and low productivity. And the land revenue system under the British was triangular: government, landlord and tiller. which was called Jimidar, were permanent owners. They have to pay fixed sum to the government, and they were free to extract as much as from the tiller. And we could say the Indian economy during British Raj, Indian agriculture became more vulnerable to drought and famines, and marginal farmer reduced to tenant. And they were forced to basically, the Britain industry requires indigo, which was needed for their textile industry. So they used to pay huge advances to the farmers. The farmers were caught in the debt cycle. They were forcefully have to produce the indigo. And there was decay of handicraft industry. With the advent of merchant capital, labor was separated from the means of capital equipment. Surplus was taken by the Jimidar, and tremendous drain of wealth from moving from the Indian economy to the Britain economy. Infrastructure was totally neglected by the British government, except we could say the British have only developed the railways.